everyone, welcome to Angel Chat. Thanks for joining in. Good evening. Talking for a fantastic evening here in Southern California. Finally, the weather is getting better. We were kind of suffering for months and months of really hot weather since June. So finally it's cooling off. And it's probably about 6 o'clock and it feels just right on the skin and it just looks beautiful. So I'm happy you're joining me in. As always, I greatly appreciate all the comments, specifically from last week topic about Syria and the war. I got a lot of very positive response as to the information helping you, for those of you that are kind of debating if to be angry or not angry and what to do. So I'm very grateful that my information kind of put you towards the right direction of course, the only direction, which is the perspective of spirituality. Today, I chose the topic, someone that sent me an email, which I am again grateful as to people that ask questions and give me ideas for topic for Angel Chat. So please keep them coming. That's really helpful to me. And someone was kind of picking up that topic, asking me what's happened to soul, what is soul with psychological problem, as that person put it in the email, or what's happened to soul that, as I call the topic, tainted soul, if you will, where of course on planet Earth perhaps they were inflicting pain on others, on themselves. So I took that person question and obviously went a little bit further. So I will explain today what's happened indeed. Oh, another thing, he was, I think it was a male. I'm sorry, I kind of just wrote the question and unfortunately did not mark it out as to who that person was. But that person always asks, is there any, are all problems resolved in the spirit world? Is there any treatment or anything that we can do to a psychological problem of the souls? So that I will address today. Obviously, psychological problem belong to the personality, to the mind, to the ego. And thankfully, when we die, when we cross over, when our soul exits the physical body, of course, we shed the mind, we shed the ego, we shed the personality that belong to planet Earth, to the physical realm of planet Earth. So when the soul exits back to the spirit world, we do not carry with us any psychological problem, no matter how tormented the person here on planet Earth, no matter how difficult it is, no matter if the person cut their life short, which is of course the ultimate sorrow or disappointed as far as the soul is concerned. Because when we cross over, when we review the life, we foreseen that no matter what, things always could have been better, because there's always way out from ways, no matter how painful things appear to be or are. So from the perspective of psychological problem, that is referred to the body, to the mind, which we shed at the time of death. Having said that, however, if we come to planet Earth, as some people are, unfortunately, and the person is having a mind, an ego that inflict pain on others, kill people, rape people, or not even that bigger than life example, where there is a lot of pain in a person's life, a little bit more than usual, because of course coming to planet Earth, the whole beauty of it, again from the perspective of the soul, is because it's so difficult here, it's an opportunity for an accelerated growth. Otherwise we will go to many other planets that are much more serene, much more, there is not the complexity of physical body and interaction between human beings, there is no ego. So planet Earth, of course, designed in order to be harsh. Of course, there's also fantastic thing in life. Of course, that's the reward on planet Earth. Nonetheless, it's designed for an accelerated growth, a lot of potential for growth. So we're not talking about the day-to-day pain and challenges and conflicts that we are all going through as being a part, a byproduct of human being. We're talking about someone or people that are very tormented to themselves, harm themselves, whether it is addicted personality or people or to others. So even though I said a few minutes ago that when the soul cross over to the spirit world, all suffering indeed cease to exist. There is no suffering in the spirit world. Of course, there is no body, so there is no suffering as to the physical body. There is no mind, so there is no more tormented if someone is depressed or whatever other reason as to why sometimes people cut their life short or harm others. The soul, however, the energy field of the soul that we are an energy, can indeed get tainted by the life that the personality just lived. So, which why I'm saying we're talking here about really, really, as we call it on planet Earth, evil acts or acts that are very severe, such as suicide. So when the soul crosses over, the energy is tainted, stained by the act of the personality. That is different than suffering as we know it here on planet Earth. Suffering of the physical body, pain, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, of course. So that is the kind of a difference, because the energy is stained. So what happened in the spirit world when the energy of the soul is stained? The energy of the soul need to be healed, which exactly what happened depend on the severity of the act, either to one on itself or to other. There are indeed places in which souls go to be healed. Alongside the spirit guide, a lot of powers angel, which are the name of archangel, that help us to clear up the soul energy, clear it up. A lot of times souls in reading call it R&R. They go away, further away from the realm of vibration of the density of planet Earth. So they go to planet where they are being healed, where they are gathering all their energy back. Of course, another thing that we do as souls, which we touched a few minutes ago, is something that called life review. When we cross over and when we are ready, when we go through the procedure of meeting our guides, and obviously in a normal passing, we meet all our loved one, which is a kind of a homecoming celebration. Of course, we're not talking about if something is severe and painful, if it's the natural way of the soul to cross over. When we are done, when we are ready, whether it is cross over prematurely or whether it is cross over naturally, meaning at the time of the pre-designed time of the soul, we indeed go through life review. We check all what's happened in that recent incarnation, all the relationship, all the interaction, all the action. We review what is it we learn as souls, not Miki, the soul. What did Miki, if you will, the personality, contribute to planet Earth, to fellow human being? Did Miki or the personality spread love, which is of course all what it's about? Did the personality give voice to the soul? Did the soul were able to govern the life as opposed to the ego, to the mind? So when we review the life, that's by itself considered to be part of the healing for the soul, which of course when we recognize us the souls, alongside our spirit guide, we do everything alongside our spirit guide, our teacher in the spirit world. When we review it, when we realize what it is we did of negative, Again, the reason I do that, because there's no good or bad, of course. Negative also is a potential for growth. Nonetheless, when we review the life, when the soul is recognized what positive, what negative, what it is it's able to overcome that life, perhaps weaknesses that prior to that life the soul was not able to overcome, in this life it's finally overcome weaknesses, finally rise above any fears or any failure of previous lifetime. So that by itself also is part of the healing for the soul. So that's what we do really when it's come to, if the life was too difficult, if the conflict was too difficult, we heal ourselves. We heal ourselves with the help of other beings. Sometimes there are ascended masters that helping us. And I know that a lot of people, it sounds like, again, you know, like a lot of topics that I teach here in Angel Chat, kind of like a sci-fi movie, because I know that people are, what do you mean, Miki? We go to other planets and being healed? Yes, that's what's happened. That's precisely what's happened. So if human being unfortunately cut their life prematurely or harm other human being, the solution for that is just the soul take its time away from any other souls with its own guide, with its own spirit, with own team, as I like to call it, angels and such other light being, review the life, review what went wrong. Specifically, that's very much stand for suicide spirits, when the personality or the ego just decided that cannot take it anymore and cut the life short. So the review of the life is a very, very big part of the healing. And when the soul finally is all healed, able to clear the tainted, which is exactly how it look. It look like a tainted energy, which why I call the topic tainted soul, because that's what it is. When we are able to clear up the energy, which we must do, because the soul would not be able to enter planet Earth to a new incarnation until and unless the soul energy field is all clear up. And if it's take time, it's take time. Obviously, we talk about it in the incarnation topic, that no one forces us to incarnate and when to incarnate and to what life to incarnate. It's all up to us, the souls, and it's all for the sake of growth and for the sake of spreading love here into that physical harsh planet. So when we are done, when it's all clear, then indeed when we are ready, perhaps we can then, you know, I'm talking about souls that are tainted, then we can meet loved ones and we can, you know, do that homecoming celebration. And we do that until we clear up all the auric field, the energy field, I should say, of the soul. And for whatever time that it takes. And when the soul is ready, then we enter planet Earth and carefully plan another life and perhaps repeat that same type of challenges, same type of circumstances, perhaps to this time overcome it. We get into those people perhaps that inflict pain on others. When they are ready, when the soul is strong enough, if you will, to enter planet Earth and try again for another try, which that's the concept of reincarnation, of course, then we enter with more beings around us, more help around us, perhaps the soul enter in a more simple life in order to kind of try again. So I know it's a lot of information. No horses today in the background, too busy to pick up their dinner. So I hope that kind of send you in the right direction. Obviously, you've heard me say before that I need to kind of pack a lot of information in 15 minutes of the video, but I hope you kind of got the idea that that obviously people that you know inflict pain on others or life that it's excruciating with pain and way above the normal of just life on planet Earth, do not take the pain with them. Nonetheless, the soul will and must clear up its energy field in order to continue with its growth. Until then, it won't be able to happen because the soul natural way of state of being is to be pure, obviously, because we are sparks of God, His creation, obviously, and that cannot be tainted. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the information, and I will try to keep it up again next week with another topic. Keep up the good ideas and feedback. I always welcome them, and have yourself a fantastic weekend. Bye. Take care.